you're always going to be in failure mode mindset-wise, okay? You're always going to be in failure mode mindset-wise, because if you put down 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 top priorities in a month or a week, you're probably never going to hit all 12. You're probably only going to hit half of them. So you're always feeling like you're failing. And when you're feeling like you're failing, it's not fun. You don't feel like you're getting momentum. You feel like you're getting backwards momentum, or you're stagnant. So structure your priorities in a way to where you get momentum and you don't seed in the feeling of failure because you're trying to get too much stuff done. I'm heading into the office this morning, got my fly fishing gear in the truck, gonna head out and fly fish tonight with my friend and mentor, Seth Bueckley. Anyone who has had a chance to make it to Carrot Camp or has listened to one of the earlier episodes of the Carrot Cast, my friend Seth has been at Carrot Camp 2 times as a guest speaker and been on Carrot Cast, and he'll probably come back soon again, hopefully. But amazing mentor, amazing friend, amazing entrepreneur, has grown multiple companies well into the tens of millions and exited. And anyway, he's got a great friend down in Medford, Oregon, who is an amazing fly fisherman. And we're gonna go down there and see if we can't catch some steelhead. Every single summer, my family and I, we create something called a summer board. So I've got my life list, which my life list is something I wrote about 10 or 12 years ago. Started listing all the things, all the people, all the experiences, places I wanted to go, things I wanted to achieve, accomplish, things I wanted to learn, the person I wanted to be. I wrote my life list. It's published on my website, trevormach.com. That's MAUCH. You can check it out. As I knock things off the life list, I cross them out there. It's good public accountability. But Seth saw on there that I still have catch a steelhead on a fly rod, okay? I've caught steelhead before. I've caught trout on a fly rod, bass on a fly rod, but I have not yet caught a steelhead on a fly rod. And so he saw that on there. He pinged his friend Jason, and said, hey, let's get Trevor hooked up before the end of the summer. So I'm gonna go down there and see if I can't catch a steelhead on a fly rod, and start to really enjoy fly fishing. And I'm just really pumped about it. So that's lesson number 1 on this podcast, a little micro lesson before I dive into the real lesson. But the micro lesson is, y'all, publish your goals, publish those things that you want to do. You never know who's going to see them or read them. And when you publish something and put the intent out there, whether it's your business goals or a life list or a summer board like we do here in our family every summer, we created a little micro life list for the family. It's a big colored cardboard kind of thing, a poster board that myself, my wife, and my kids, we all sit down around, and now all the kids can write. And so we just write down the things we want to do during the summer. It could be camping or hitting up this national park or learning how to swim or learning how to ride a bike without training wheels, things like that. And we'll write them on. And then every single week when we get up, we look at the summer board, it's posted on the wall. We go, okay, cool. Is there anything this week that we're wanting to tackle? And my main one that I have not hit yet is catch a steelhead on a fly rod. So I'm going to go see if I can't nail that today. So guys, create those magical moments like I talked about in a recent Carrot Cast. Magical moments, manufacture them, try to increase the intensity of them and increase the frequency of magical moments in your life. All right. So this episode, what I really want to focus in on is not magical moments. It's not me going out and fly fishing. It's subtracting rather than adding in business and life. And I read a quote the other day that's so true from a really successful founder of a business. And she said, the secret to scaling a company is not adding, it's subtracting. And I actually went through this same exercise this week with our leadership team as we're pulling away, planning out September, planning out the next month. Every single month we have a cadence of meetings. And this is a cadence I would suggest you do, whether it's just you, and that's it, or 37 people like we currently have. And the cadence is essentially this. Every month, pull up your quarterly and annual plan, okay, and look and see what you've got to achieve that quarter that maps back from your annual. Now, we have an entire series of episodes that we did about 10 months ago that talks about my planning cadence. I'm not going to go through the whole thing now. Go back and look at the archive. I think it's labeled something around Mindset Series or something like that, but it was in around December of 2019. Did an entire series on mindset, but also how I plan and prepare for the next year. So go check that out. We'll link it up in the show notes. But basically, the way you should be doing is every single month, pull up your quarterly plan. okay, which should be influenced from your annual plan. And then you look at that and go, okay, cool. What has happened so far this quarter? What do I need to achieve this quarter? And then you create your plan for the month. And I like to do top 5 priorities. I like to go, I know there's probably 12 things I could do, but what are my top 5 priorities? If I had to get nothing else done this month except for those 5, what would they be? Because what I used to do in the past, and what I've found a lot of my leaders at Carrot have done, and I'm trying to coach them out of it, is we'll just kind of do a big brain dump of everything we think should be done. We'll look at the plan for the quarter. We'll look at all the projects we thought we were going to be doing. And then we'll do a massive brain dump of everything we think that we should do. And it might be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items. And I was very guilty of that for years. The problem is when you have any more than 3 to 5 items for your top priorities for a week or for a month, what happens is we end up starting to pick off the easy ones, right? And so if you always have a big list of stuff and you're always trying to pick off the easy ones so you can check stuff off, number one is you're always going to be in failure mode mindset wise. Okay, you're always going to be in failure mode mindset wise, because if you put down 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 top priorities in a month or a week, you're probably never going to hit all 12. You're probably only going to hit half of them. So you're always feeling like you're failing. And when you're feeling like you're failing, it's not fun. You don't feel like you're getting momentum. You feel like you're getting backwards momentum or you're stagnant. So structure your priorities in a way to where you get momentum and you don't seed in the feeling of failure because you're trying to get too much stuff done. Okay. So number 2 is a reason that you want to be planning less, subtracting rather than adding in your schedule and in your life, is because when you have that big list, like I said, you might the half that you get done, the 7 that you get done, or whatever it is, the 5 that you get done may not actually be the most important 5. And so you're really busy, you're working your butt off, you get to the end of the week and you go, man, I've put a lot of work in, but it doesn't seem like I'm moving things measurably towards my goals, and things aren't really taking off. They're just kind of crawling along. It's because the most important items on that list of 8, 9, 10 things you said you were going to get done this month weren't done, because they might take a little bit more focus time. They might take more intentional time scheduled on your calendar. And instead you looked at your big long list and said, what can I get done today that's easy to do that I can check it off and win? And so you're checking off the easy stuff and you're not getting done the needle moving, the game changing stuff, because it takes more focus, takes more time, and quote unquote, you don't have the time because you've got too big of a list. Okay. So those are the 2 main reasons to create a short list. Number 3 though, is when you create the short list of 5, it forces you to prioritize, okay? It forces you to prioritize. When we create a big list of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things that we need to get done in that month, that day, that week, we aren't forced to prioritize, okay? You just essentially do a brain dump of anything that you think is important to get done. It's all pretty much equal weight on that piece of paper now. And going back to number 2, when you now decide what to do, you don't have a thing in front of you that tells you what's most important. You just have a list of things that tells you of all the things that need to get done. And so your mind will take the path of least resistance, which is the easiest stuff, which goes back to number 2. So by trimming down to your top 5 each month, each week, and each day, which I do on my habit tracker, just go to carrot.com/Trevor, carrot.com/Trevor. You can see all of my personal growth resources over there, from my daily and monthly, weekly habit tracker. That's what I use for my planning, for my top 5 for the month, top 5 for the week, top 5 for the day. It's all inside of there. Go check it out, carrot.com/Trevor. But with my habit tracker, when I'm pulling it out each month before the month starts or on the first day of the month, I look at my quarterly plan. I say what it has to be done, what's important that I need to get it done versus other people. I write my top 5. Okay, this isn't stuff I need to delegate to somebody else. The delegation list goes somewhere else. It's like, cool, delegate. But everything that I actually have to dig in and get done and push towards a result, push towards completion, are my top 5. Okay, I order them in order of priority in my top 5. And so then very first, when I'm planning my month, when I'm planning my week, I look at the top 5. I determine, have I actually finished those yet? If not, I look at the most important and I plan that into my schedule first. And so that the most important stuff usually isn't stuff that's crazy easy, right? It might take some time, it might take energy, it might take learning something new or creating a process, or really carving out a day or 2 to get that big work done. So put that in your schedule first. Those big rocks, put the big rocks in first. And then as you go down your list, say, okay, cool, this week, I'm not going to touch priority number 3. I'm going to do that next week, but I'm going to really focus on priority number 1, priority number 2. I'm going to time block those in my schedule right now. And I'm also going to time block things I love to do. So you guys might be asking, how is Trevor with a, multi-million dollar a year business that has a lot of things going on, 8,000 customers, a lot of things going on. I have real estate properties. We're doing a renovation on a historical property downtown. I've got a wife, 3 kids. I have other rental properties out there. I take time to mentor some people. We have Carrot Camp coming up, so I'm prepping for that. Guys, how does Trevor have time to take a month off in the summer and go fly fishing this afternoon on his content day? It's because I schedule that stuff in first, right after, or sometimes right before my big priorities. When I didn't really do the prioritization list, with your top 5 for the week, month, day, when I just had a big list of 8, 9, or 10 things, I would never schedule in the things I'm passionate about. I would never schedule in the time to rest and recoup. I would never schedule in the time to just think. I wouldn't schedule in the time to go fly fishing because there was so much on my list. There was so much to do. It felt like I could not get permission mentally from myself to go do those things when I had this big old huge list. Okay. So now that I have a smaller list, but more important things, the less important things that were ending up on my list just disappear now. They either aren't important enough to make it on my list anymore. They just disappear by themselves because they're not important anymore 2 months later. Or someone on my team, I delegate that off to them. And so that is how you start to structure your time and win back your time. Just like on my Instagram, go follow me on IG, Trevor.Mauch, Trevor.Mock. I posted a picture the other day of a canvas I have in my office. And that canvas essentially says the ultimate goal of an entrepreneur is not money. It's complete control over your time. And if the ultimate goal is for us as entrepreneurs is not money, it's complete control of your time, how are you scheduling your time? Are you intentionally creating the time in your schedule to have full control over your time, or is your business controlling your time for you? Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it with that. Make sure you map your top 5 for your month, your week, your day. That forces you to prioritize the stuff that's the most important. The stuff that's less important gets trickled off down the list, and you either don't do it or you delegate it or it just disappears by itself. Then you have time to schedule in to do those most important things that are going to move the needle for you rather than just keeping you busy. Okay, and then number 3 is you're going to schedule in the things that are important to you. Family time, time for friends, time for hobbies and passions, time for learning. Get those in the schedule so now you don't have any guilt around doing those things because you've already pre-scheduled it in your time and you know that the most important things for your business and life are already on the calendar. All right, guys, so love you guys. Heading into the office right now. Going to go hammer out a content day. Content day for me usually looks like about 2 to 3 podcasts, several videos. So today, what I'm doing on my content day is just one podcast today, since I'm going to go fishing. And I'm getting caught up on this podcast right now while I'm driving, so using my time efficiently. Okay. And then what I'm also going to be doing is a series of about 6 or 7 videos that are the strategy videos that we're going to be rolling out in something that we call our strategy playbook here moving forward. All right. So love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing rest of the day. Get your time blocked well. Take it easy.